Okay, this is a video over the different types of tissue. So the first one we covered was epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue has three different types, or like structures, I guess. So it has squamous, cuboidal, and columnar for shape, and then you have simple and stratified, which are how many layers are in each of the tissues. So here is an example of simple squamous. It's one layer. This is stratified squamous. It's multiple layers. Then you have simple, I think this is simple. Yeah, simple cuboidal, and then stratified cuboidal, meaning that it has more than one layer. And the cuboidal tissues are like cube shaped. And then you have columnar epithelial tissue. This is simple columnar, stratified columnar. We also covered pseudostratified columnar and transitional tissue. The characteristics of epithelial tissue, it covers the entire body surface, organs, and forms inner linings of the body, cavities, and it also composes glands. The function of this tissue is to protect the body, the skin, from outside things. It also is involved in secretion, absorption, and excretion. Characteristics, it's avascular, meaning that it doesn't have any blood cells or blood vessels. It's easily divided, and it, like the skin tissue, I think it said can be replenished within 3 to 5 days, something like that. It's also tightly packed. Simple, single layer, stratified, double layer. Squamous is thin and flattened. Cuboidal is cube shaped. Columnar is elongated cells, like rectangles kind of. Transitional epithelium is specialized to change in response to increased attention. It's very stretchy. Pseudostratified columnar, it appears to be layered, but it actually is not, and it lines the passages of our respiratory system. So that's it for epithelial. Then we'll move on to connective tissue. Connective tissue has a lot going on. Connective tissue binds structures together, provides support and protection. It serves as a framework. It fills different spaces around the body. It stores fat, produces blood cells, and each of these functions pertains to a specific type of connective tissue within the body. Characteristics, cells are spread apart with the matrices between them. They can be rigid or flexible depending on the type. Like I was talking about, there's different types of connective tissue that are specialized for each function. It has a good blood supply, unlike epithelial tissue. And the cells can divide. There's different types of cells within the connective tissue. There's fibroblasts, which are fixed cell. They reside in tissue for an extended period of time. They're the most common type of fixed cell. Then you have macrophages. They're a wandering cell. They move throughout the tissue temporarily. They carry out phagocytosis. And then you have mast cells, which are fixed cells, but they prevent blood clotting. Along with the connective tissue, you have different types of type of fiber within connective tissue. You have collagen, which holds the structures together. You have elastic, which allows the body parts to stretch. And you have reticular tissue, which lends delicate support. Then you have loose connective tissue, areolar, which binds organs, adipose, which is fat. It protects, insulates, and stores fat. And then you have reticular connective tissue, which is just support system, like I said. I have pictures. Adipose is fat tissue. Areolar binds the organs together. Then you have reticular supporting tissue. My computer's gonna die. Dense, I don't think I've talked about dense. Dense binds body parts together. It looks like this. It's very dense and compact. And then you have fibrocartilage, which I don't know that I talked about cartilages yet. No, I haven't. This was what fibrocartilage looks like. And then you have, is this hyaline cartilage? No, this is elastic. And then you have hyaline cartilage, bone, connective tissue, and this, I think this is blood. Yeah, blood connective tissue. So like I was talking about the dense, it binds body parts, and then the specialized connective tissues are the hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibrocartilage, which allow the body to stretch. Hyaline supports, protects, provides framework. Elastic supports, protects, provides flexible framework, and fibrocartilage supports, protects, and absorbs shock. So A lot of times you see fibrocartilage within like our spine in between the vertebrae. So that's about, I think I covered everything. Yeah, that's all about connective. So now we'll move on to muscle tissue. There are 3 different types of muscle tissue. There is skeletal, smooth, and cardiac. Skeletal are thread-like cells that have alternating light and dark markings. Like this, they have striations and multiple nuclei. So you can see the multiple nuclei. That is what skeletal tissue looks like. And then you have smooth. Is this smooth? Yeah, this is smooth tissue. Smooth tissue has no striations. It's shorter than skeletal cells. It's spindle-shaped with a single centrally located nucleus, and it cannot be stimulated, contract by effort. Smooth tissue cell is often found in within the stomach. And then you have cardiac tissue, which contracts. It has striations and what am I trying to say? It has branches. So striated branch cells forms complex network, often found in the heart. Each muscle cell has a single nucleus. It has intercalated discs, and it is controlled involuntary. Skeletal tissue is smooth tissue is also controlled involuntary. Skeletal tissue is voluntary because it is the tissue that we move our bodies with. So I think that is all about the different types of tissue. And then I have to talk about neurons and nerve glial cells. So this is what a neuron looks like. This is the axon, which carries signals away from the neuron, and these are dendrites, which bring signals in. And then you have your soma in the middle. The difference between neurons and nerve glial cells: neurons can receive and send information, like I was talking about the dendrites and the axon. Neuroglia, on the other hand, supported by the components of nervous tissue. They carry on phagocytosis and help supply nutrients to neurons by connecting them to blood vessels. I went over the parts, and then nervous tissue is often found in the brain, the spinal cord, nerves, and in the video you said any other, I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, but brain, spinal cord, nerves is mainly where it's found. And this is what it looks like. All right, that's my video.